Hello, welcome back to our spoken English lessons. I'm Silent Joes from King's Academy. I hope you have gone through all the previous lessons. We have already discussed simple present, present continuous, and present perfect. In this video tutorial, I'm going to teach you present perfect continuous tense. Listen, these are the part of a series of video lessons for spoken English and IELTS students. In this series, we are talking about active voice, and there will be a lot of lessons about passive voice, connected devices, flow and fluency. We'll be speaking about all the assessment criteria about writing, speaking modules of IELTS. So please follow us all videos, and you can always reach us to our WhatsApp, Facebook. You can download our application. Well, without wasting time, let's move into our present perfect continuous tense. First of all, I want to teach you what is the situation we use present perfect continuous tense. Now, here I just want to remind IELTS students, you should be very careful when you want to say something which has some time period. You should never use in present continuous tense. It means when something is happening at the moment, I told you we use present continuous, and that's what I've taught you in the second lesson. But remember that when the action has been happening for a period, it has some relevance, it started in the past, we should never use present continuous. Rather, we use present perfect continuous tense. So this is very simple, very beautiful. We're going to learn very simply. Right, so what is the situation actually? An action which has started in the past and it continues at the moment, which means the action started in the past, it's already started, maybe in the morning, maybe yesterday, maybe a couple of years before, hours before, weeks before, maybe any time in the past, but it is still continuous. It happens, it progresses. Well, so, and the most important thing is something is happening for a period of time. For a period of time. Right. So what is its equation? How to formulate present perfect continuous? So first we use the subject, we put the subject. Then if the subject is singular, we use has been, and the subject is plural, have been, then the ing form of the word. So that's what we do here, right? So it's very simple. If the subject is singular, we use has been, and if the subject is plural, we use have been plus ing form of the verb, which is the present participle, the ing form. Now let's make some examples. So I brought you a lot of examples here, so just go each one of them. Now let's take the first one. She has been working as a nurse in Delhi for the last 5 years. Now look at that. The action started in the past, but what's happening? The action still progresses. It continues. It moves on. That's what present perfect continuous tense. So she has been working as a nurse in Delhi for the last 5 years. And let's look at the other one. I have been trying to call you since morning. Oh, now some people, they call me, sir, we called you yesterday. I've been trying to get you since morning, since last night. So I've been trying to call you since morning, which means the action has been happening for a period of time. It started sometimes back in the past, sometime before, but it still goes on. It hasn't finished, it hasn't stopped, it still goes on. If you have such an action you want to convey, please use present perfect continuous tense. Don't use present continuous, which is really, really weird, really wrong. Mostly we use this tense when you go to the interview or the IELTS speaking. When someone asks you, how long have you been working in that company? The question itself is in present perfect. So the answer should be, so we have to say, I've been working in Microsoft for the last 10 years. You see which tense is that? Have been plus ing form of the verb. Same way, how long have you been practicing piano or guitar? Yeah, I've been practicing guitar for the last 10 years, or I've been practicing piano since my childhood. So it's a period, it starts in the past, but still goes on. Let's look at another example. John has been studying since morning. Oh, lovely, John. I like it, studying a lot. John has been studying since morning. He hasn't stopped. He's still, in the book. He has buried his face in the book. Ask John. Now let's make some questions. If you want to make a question out of present perfect continuous tense, you take the auxiliary verb and put before the subject. Has John been studying since morning? Oh, I wonder. Has John been studying since morning? Yes, he is. Yes. Now let's make some negative. John has been studying since morning. Now I want to say no. John has not been studying. He watched TV sometimes. So if I want to say that, I'm going to say John hasn't been studying since morning. Now let's make some negative question out of negative statement. Hasn't John been studying since morning? Oh, so I have found out that he is not studying. So I said, hasn't John been studying since morning? I told him to study all the essays. Now let's make some WH questions. Let's make some question word. So I taught you in the previous lessons, if you want to make a WH question, just put the WH word, the very beginning, the first, even before the auxiliary word, and just put before the auxiliary word, just put the very beginning, then you got it. So first you put the question word, then you have the auxiliary verb, then the subject. So let's put, what has John been studying since morning? What have you been doing until now? You haven't studied anything. You haven't finished your homework. You haven't obeyed any of my instruction. What have you been doing until now? Get from the class. All right? Yeah. So get out from my class. That's how sometimes teacher would say. Yeah. So I don't say that. I'm very so calm and friendly with my student. Okay. So how have you been working? How long have you been working? What have you been doing until now? Now, haven't you been listening to me? So if you ask me some data, I would ask you, haven't you been listening to me? I've been teaching you tenses all this time. Haven't you been listening to me? So it's a negative question. So if you want to make a WH, just put at the very beginning and you put the auxiliary verb. That's it. So what has John been studying since morning? So the WH at first, the question word at first, then the auxiliary verb, then the subject. So simply speaking, when you want to make a question in English, just put the auxiliary verb before the subject. And if you want to make a WH question, just put the WH the very beginning, even before the auxiliary verb. That's it. So how long have you been working? So there's you here. Okay, see that? This is the auxiliary verb. This is the WH word. How long have you been working in the UK? Right? What have you been doing until now? I haven't seen you working. You're just lazy. Just wasted all the day. What have you been doing until now? You haven't done anything. You're just lazy. So if you want to say that, yeah, teachers say that. So that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson of present perfect continuous, and Let's recapitulate what I've been talking to you in this tutorial. So, present perfect continuous tense is a tense we use when an action has started in the past, but it's still continuous. It goes on even now at the moment. So that's what present perfect continuous tense. And how do we make it? We make it subject plus has or have been plus ing form of the verb. If the subject is singular, we use what? What's that? Has been. And if the subject is plural, what? Have been. Right, there you go. Good, so thank you very much, and let's meet again with past. Now we finished the all four tenses in present. Now we are jumping to the past. So we're going to start simple part. So let's wait. We'll meet you the next video. Until then, bye bye. Thank you very much. God bless you.